Yeah, so offices are beginning to reopen, unless the government slipped onto the website somewhere that you're not allowed to go back to your office. But just generally, people are going back to the office. But what to wear? Obviously, no more tracky bottoms on your Zoom calls. But is the suit and tie dead? What is the new look for the office? Well, Joanna, Joanna, how do I pronounce your surname? I should have.
I knew that would be your first question. Good
Go on.
morning.
Good morning, Joanna.
If I had £1 for every time I guess asked that, Joanna Gaudoin.
Gaudoin, there we are. You're an
Sorry
expert.
for the French speakers out there.
Not at all. You're an expert in office politics and managing director of Inside Out Image. So, tell me what you think is happening to office attire post-COVID.
I think it's going to be a really, really interesting time and could become quite polarised. Either people thinking, actually, I've had enough of sitting in my pyjamas, my sports clothes. I want to put something different on the few days I do go into the office, assuming we have a hybrid model. There'll be other people that will be really challenging for. I think my big message would be what's appropriate for the day ahead of you, what's appropriate for your industry or sector. So if you think about a lawyer, for example, a lawyer going to see a media client should probably dress in a different way to going to see a financial services client, for example.
Now, the big question I really want to know is ties. I've been working I've been a journalist now for nearly 20 years. Almost every day of that involved wearing a tie, particularly the last 15 years being in Westminster. I'm not sure, but a handful of examples of the last 12 months, I've not put a tie on. I'm not sure I will ever wear a tie again. Which means they're just going to gather dust in the bottom of the wardrobe. Do you think the tie is dead?
I don't think it's completely dead, no. I think it will come out, again, depending on appropriateness. I was in the city for a networking lunch 2-3 weeks ago, as in the City of London, and I did see someone wearing a tie. So I think it's about what your day holds. It's also how your appearance makes you feel. What does it do for your confidence in the situation that you're in? And for some people, that might be wearing a tie. For other people, that would be their nightmare and they want to wear something far more comfortable. So I think it's a balance of those things. And of course, what you wear is only part of the impact you have on other people. So there's your body language, your voice, and your behaviours as well. So it is important. The visual impact we have on people, of course, in person, of paramount importance, but there are also other aspects to consider as well.
It's interesting what you were saying about different clients and that sort of thing. That there were sort of different rules depending on where you are. People expect a politician to wear a tie. Although actually, I've noticed when I've been in Westminster and even had lunch with some MPs as well, people I would have expected to turn up wearing a tie, not wearing a tie, and I do just wonder if that might make a change. What about women? Because women have more options and fun when it comes to what to wear in the workplace. What is acceptable and what isn't in this post-COVID world in the office?
Yeah, again, it's thinking about what is the right option for you. I agree with you, Matt, completely that there are more options for women. So we can make the same outfit look smarter or more casual, depending on what accessories, shoes, and other things you put on it, even tights, dare I say. But the thing people need to think about is what perception do they want to make? What impact do they want to make on people? What is their brand? How do they want to be perceived when they meet people? And whether we like it or not, what we wear does make a difference. So if you're in media, for example, there's going to be more of a relaxed feel. If you come in too smartly dressed in media, that looks completely weird. You'll be out of place.
There were endless conversations when we were having photos taken for Times Radio as to whether or not I should wear a tie. So I ended up having a mixture.
Yeah. Again, what's your audience? Whereas I mainly work with people in professional financial services. So even pre-COVID, there were ties only some of the time, I would say. There was still a lot of suits and open shirts, not so many ties, but there'd be occasions when a tie might be expected. And I think thinking about how are the other people in the meeting you're going to be dressed is important, because you don't want to feel out of place, because it's not just about their perception, it's how that then makes you feel. Are you worrying the whole time that you aren't at a similar level to them? So it's yourself as well as what other people think.
And just finally, shorts in the office, are they ever acceptable? I mean, it doesn't really matter at the moment because the weather is sort of wintry.
No time soon, I don't think. In the city, in financial and professional services, I would say at this point, no. If people are going to, when we get to sort of those days, the odd 2 or 3 days a year, and it's 35 degrees, maybe more tailored shorts, but just something that looks like you've come off the beach is probably not going to work so well in those sectors, I'd say.
I think Callum McDonald on Times Radio Early Breakfast might have tried to wear shorts in the office and was told not to do that again. I think that's fair to say. Although, Stig Abel giving out fashion advice is always interesting. Joanna, thank you so much for joining us on Times Radio, talking us through the rules of what you should wear in the office and what you shouldn't. And I'll continue to agonise about ties and all of that.